wait to tell the tale the next day. Cause them ways how me see the people them are going, you know. It no pay at all. You end up in a prison or you end up in a grave. Anyway, we're there with you. We're there with you next Thursday. And we still see the plight. As we are telling about how we see the thing I'm go, and it's not supposed to go a certain way. The killing, I was there on it still. The killing of the people them who the police them say pull gun at them so them they have to defend themselves. I hear the Minister of National Security say something the other day on the next radio program. And I said, wait, what did them people, man? Him really have said that? Him really have said that? But when the radio announcer press him a little more, him really that's the way I say. Because even the announcer shocked too. Even the announcer shocked. So I don't know what is happening. If it's so them decide, say them going to take the thing. No judge and jury, nothing. Them just try a sentence, you right there, so I can't tell them people I look like that them I say. Yeah man, it look like that them I say. Judge, jury, sentence, death. That it work out to. No trial in no courthouse. And when them hear that, which them could have hear it before, matter with the police them, that's why them a do it. No trial, just kill them and them. It a come from the top brass, them, you know, top brass. Me realize that now. No doubt about it, me realize it. Top brass I do it. Take the first break and come forward.
You know, so on persons who would want to know a little bit more in terms of streaming numbers and, you know, things that are gone viral and as it relates to, you know, when it can be monetized and so on. I know several persons are keen on hearing exactly what's taking place. We have several entertainers who are in the building who are asking questions as it relates to their platforms, their Viva channels and so on. We see the likes of TJ who is currently asking the representatives from YouTube, you know, a little situation as it relates to persons uploading music without his permission and so on. So they're actually, you know, giving him some, you know, steps that he could take in regarding to moving forward to resolve that issue. You know, of course, earlier on we would have seeing, you know, different points being mentioned, such as beyond the press release. And of course, we're, you know, we had several persons, I mean, who were part of this panel, you know, talking about PR and public relations and so on, which is very important as it relates to, you know, journalism, filmmaking, and of course, representing artists and, you know, different influencers and persons who are involved in the culture. And of course, right now, I have one person with me, Samantha Wilson. Of course, she's a producer at Power 105 and also the producer at The Breakfast Club. Welcome to the microphones of Fire FM.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. All right. So I know a lot of persons were not able, especially in Radio Land, to hear exactly your presentation as it relates to PR and so on regarding to this session. Can you just enlighten the listeners who are listening right now about, you know, some of the things that you guys discussed in that previous session?
Sure. So, for me, I'm not a publicist. Like you said, I'm a producer and a music director for a radio station. And my positioning on the panel was to discuss with publicists what the best way to get the attention of the people that they're pitching their artists to and stuff. So I think it was a good conversation for the publicists and the artists who are in the audience, because now they're able to fine-tune their strategy, not just as a publicist or a representative, but how they're going to cut through to get to the journalists and the radio stations and the DJs. So I think it was a good conversation. It was very full circle.
Awesome, awesome. What is your take of the Island Music Conference as it relates to, you know, being here this year and being a part of the panel, and of course your observation overall?
I love it. This is my first year.
Yes.
I think it is very necessary, because even before I worked in the industry, just as a fan of music, because I'm Guyanese and I'm just very involved in the Caribbean and African music and all the other great music that there is to offer in the world. And one thing that I always was curious about was how big these artists are as far as like reggae and soca, and they could have huge records and not or have the right direction. So I think what they're doing with IMC and putting this conference together and giving you guys the information that's necessary to be able to cut through and understand the business side of everything, like I said, is very necessary, and I think it's wonderful. If you haven't had the opportunity to come, I think you should, and I'm hoping that they have me come again and again.
Repeatedly.
Yes.
All right, tell us about you, though, in terms of what's a typical day like for you? I mean, you know, being the producer at the Breakfast Club and so on.
So for me, I wake up very early in the morning because the Breakfast Club, if the name doesn't already tell, it's a morning show. And we are nationally syndicated, so we don't just cater to New York. We cater to over 100 markets throughout the U.S. And we also have markets, I think, in Canada now. We recently became a Netflix show, so we have a lot to make sure we get done before the show actually starts. The show starts at 6 a.m., so I get up and I go about my day in doing that, and that's, you know, working with our talent to make sure they have everything they need to get the show going and done properly. I do the lead research for any of the people that we're interviewing, so to make sure that they're equipped with whatever information they need during the show and with whoever they're going to speak to. And then once that is done, that's when I pivot into the music director role, which is an executive role for the station on the whole. So then that's when I start dealing with record labels and artists and listening to music and seeing what's coming down the pipeline, and we plan our events and our shows and all that stuff, and that's what the second half of my day entails.
Awesome. Love it. All right. I mean, as you know, that's an international, platform. And of course, oftentimes we see our local entertainers being a part of that show as well, as it relates to, I mean, whenever they're in New York City, I mean, it's one of those stops we see like Sean Paul and several other international, like Shaggy, among others. Is it that, in recent times we're seeing where a lot more Jamaican dancehall and by extension reggae music is a little bit more publicly aware as it relates to in the New York space and iHeartRadio?
So I think for New York, we're a special market because we're such a melting pot and we have a little bit of everything there. So I can't say that it's become a bigger thing for us, but what I do see is the growth in other parts of the country, especially the West Coast and just other areas that probably don't have as much of a large Caribbean population who would have just naturally been listening to it, but actually getting the opportunity to be exposed to just newer markets and newer people. I do see the expansion in the States on a whole.
Awesome. Once again, thank you so much, Samantha Wilson. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And of course, I know you're going to be, getting it all comfortable and paying attention to some more stuff that's happening as it relates to the session on.
Yes, I will. Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
All right. Awesome. So there you have it. Of course, you just heard Samantha Wilson. She's a producer at Power 105 and at the Breakfast Club as well. She was also part of the panelists earlier on when they were discussing the Beyond the Press. As you know, of course, I did mention that they spoke about what the brand is earlier on, and of course telling entertainers how to deal with their brand and treat their brand. Right now on stage they're actually going to break into publishing, which of course dissects YouTube, TikTok, Apple Music, among many other things. And of course, like I said, Spice is here. We're seeing TJ, we're seeing several upcoming acts, we're seeing several persons making in and out as it relates to being a part of different sessions and so on. The questions are being raised, different concerns that persons have as it relates to music, how to earn money, how to do the right thing and make sure that, publishing and royalties and so on are sorted out. But overall, it's a wonderful vibe. It's day 2. As you know, we're at the Corley Auditorium. That's why we have to keep it on a level, because, you know, it is a little bit quiet inside the auditorium and persons are really paying attention. But overall, nice vibe at the Island Music Conference. Of course, from yesterday leading into February 28th is going to be an amazing time, and we invite all the persons to come on down right now, Corley Auditorium. Make it a date until we link up again at 4:30. It's over. Back to you, Mutabaruka.
Yes, that was Courtney Mack over there at the conference, music conference, Corley Auditorium. We're going to join him again, I think it's at 4:30. Yes, so 4:30 we're supposed to join him again. But meanwhile, we're going to take a break and come forward. We want to tell you something before we forget ya. I don't know if I mentioned Tommy Ricketts. A lot of people that might not know who named Tommy Ricketts, but the poets them know who named Tommy Ricketts, because I'm used to, for about 30 years now, him have a poetry gathering in the Enamande school, in the amphitheater. And he has, what you call it now, I don't want to say boss, but him give exposure to a lot of young poets over the years through that gathering. Because sometimes him include poets that is well known, poets from abroad and all these things. Well, the Virgin dead. Simply, the Virgin passed away. Day before yesterday, him passed away. For those of you who know him. Tommy Ricketts passed away. So I don't know how that gathering going to happen again or go again. But the Virgin did a good and wonderful work over the years to expose poetry to people who maybe write something and don't know how people are going to hear it. Him give you the platform to really expose it. Yes, a whole heap of poets right now you hear at the poetry readings and things start out going to the amphitheater at the Enamande school every last Tuesday of every month. For, I think, 30 years. Yeah, for 30 years, he might do it. Every last Tuesday for 30 years, he might do it. Well, him do work, and him gone. And we give thanks for the Virgin was able to do what him do. And we hope that the ones them who come through that experience, the Poetry Society, will be able to expose themselves and others in that artistic expression of poetry. Okay. So now, rain start fall. Rain start fall, believe you me.
The police are seeking the public's assistance in locating a man who is wanted in relation to several outstanding traffic tickets. He is Damien Boudet. His last known addresses are Nelson Road, Maxfield Avenue, Kingston, and Brunswick Avenue, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The police say Boudet is known to operate a Hackney carriage taxi in downtown Kingston. Damien Boudet is asked to surrender to the Ellison Road Police immediately. Anyone knowing his whereabouts is asked to contact the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, at 876-928-1162. The Universal Fund Service Fund, USF, is employing a hybrid approach utilizing both traditional as well as satellite and solar technology solutions to restore community and public Wi-Fi sites that were damaged or destroyed during Hurricane Melissa. Chief Executive Officer Charlton McFarlane noted that the objective is to make the USF's Wi-Fi infrastructure more resilient to future extreme weather events. He pointed out that the October 2025 hurricane exposed a lot of vulnerabilities in the system. Mr. McFarlane revealed that over 400 sites in total, comprising of community Wi-Fi and also public Wi-Fi, mostly in western parishes, were affected. He stated that post-hurricane, the USF deployed Starlink satellite-based internet systems to provide immediate broadband coverage in key communities in western Jamaica. The CEO also expressed that solar solutions were used to power satellite technology. As at February 11, a total of 140 sites have been restored using a mix of traditional and satellite or solar solutions. Mr. McFarlane noted that as restoration continues, the intention is to employ an hybrid approach where appropriate. In news overseas, the top Democrat on the Congressional Committee investigating Jeffrey Epstein has accused the United States Justice Department of withholding files containing allegations of sexual abuse of a minor made against President Donald Trump. The BBC reports that Robert Garcia, who sits on the House Oversight Committee, said he viewed documents containing the allegation that had not been made public. In response, the Justice Department said nothing has been deleted, adding that documents withheld only if they were duplicates, privileged, or part of an ongoing federal investigation. Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing in relation to the Epstein case and has recently said he has been totally exonerated. The Justice Department previously said that some of the files contain untrue and sensationalist claims against President Trump. Finally, police in Kenya have charged a man accused of luring young men to Russia with job opportunities only for them to end up fighting in Ukraine. State prosecutors said head of recruitment agency Global Faces Human Resources, 33-year-old Festus Omwamba, reportedly recruited 22 Kenyans for the purpose of exploitation by means of deception. According to the BBC, the victims were rescued last September from an apartment complex in Athi River, a town near the capital, Nairobi, before they could travel to Russia. However, 3 others had already left Kenya, finding themselves on the front line of the war and returning home with injuries, the prosecutors added. Onwamba pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. A total of 1,000 Kenyans have reportedly been recruited to fight for Russians in its 4-year war against Ukraine. Those were the local and international headlines. News next at 5:45.
We don't have problem. You must know so we don't have problem. Everything I get mixed up here. We'll leave ads. Anyway, watch out. We're going to play this tune here until we can work it out. Alright, rectify the thing I know. So you know. I don't know how much of you hear this, but the Cuban them, 4 people dead on a U.S. speedboat. I think 7 injured. Them a try, according to what them a say, them fire upon the boat and kill the 4 people them and 7 people injuring them because the boat was being used to infiltrate. What a judgment for infiltrate Cuba. That is what the Cuban them a say. So it was a foreign boat with some foreign people. Now them a say some U.S. people. And them a use it to infiltrate Cuba. That is where the reporter says. So we don't know. We're going to come out of that now. Yeah, because you know, say, when America kill a man in a boat, you know, them just get away with it. But I don't know, the Cuba, them killed 4. I guess it's American, them. So we also have to happen out of that. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, in the process of getting ready to bomb Iran. And the Iranian, them according to what the president has said in Iran, him say, look, man, if them start a war, you know, whether Iran win or lose, America going to suffer many casualties because them have army bases all over the Middle East. So them going to target which part of the army them there, which part of the soldier them there, and it's not going to be lovely. That is a threat from the Iranians them. So we will see how that will go to. But now the thing where I really did want to talk about, I don't know if I'll get to talk about it because every time I start talk, something cut up. Alright. The Minister of National Security is claiming that crime gone down because criminals are being shot dead. Yes. Crime gone down because criminals are being shot dead. How much people dead since the year start by police? About 40 or so. I wonder if Shane can tell me. Over our Vivian upstairs there. How much people dead by police gun since the year start? How much month gone now? January, February. We're at the end of February. And we hear the minister come out and say these things. Now, when you start to talk, them say I defend the gunman them, which is madness. How can you say how the country stay in a way of going in a Jamaica where these gun youth just a fire and a kill people and then you defend them? You not defend them. I don't know who I defend the gunman them. I know I not defend them. But there's a law that's set up in a Jamaica, and especially the police force. The police force is supposed to go by the law. It's just that. And there should be... All right, here they know. 44 in a 2 month. 2 months. What we call a month almost done. 44 people get murdered, well, and not murdered, get killed by the police. That is alleged that all of those 44 people were shooting after police. Now these youths is some mad youth. Them dep on fentanyl or something, I don't know is what. But that's some crazy youth them. If you see a car where the police are come and throw in a car and then they decide say, we're not going to fire after the police them. Maybe that I don't go we don't think we can get to it. And we keep saying it time and time again on this program. This program, and we plead to the youth them. We are saying, brethren, them going to kill you now. So said, so done. That is what is happening. No courthouse, no trial. No wonder if you're innocent type. As far as them concerned, you're guilty. Because your whole if one never have no gun. We are told by a woman that the police them come in our house and draw her husband in our next room and shot him. She hear door in the room, kill him. Yes. So we don't know how it's going to work out now. Because he must say the reason why it gone down is because a whole heap of the gunman them get shot, killed. So when I tell the police them say, go and kill them. What a judgment. That is where I say, you know. Technically, you know, I say, watch out. Kill them. You know, since the crime rate have go down, afraid them afraid that we know. That's why them are dead, so. You think them youth afraid, them not afraid, Rasta. Because when you back up a rat in a corner and they're ready to jump on you, and somebody youth them who is innocent, you can't tell me from last year until now, say everyone with police kill is guilty. Can't tell me that. Can't tell me that. And now start over the year now with 40 odd police killings. And we are demonstrate about that on the radio so now. And we are here now say, anybody who do that, I defend the criminal them. What kind of mad talk that security minister? What kind of mad talk that? How people cannot talk about the rights of Jamaican citizens that's supposed to be handled the right and proper way. And we are talk about it, and then you are talk about, say, we are defend criminal. Oh, we are going to defend criminal. I'm mad, you're mad. Direct madness, you attack. But because, you see, years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, him say, if the crime rate go down to 800, him is okay. And it gone down to less. When I say crime rate, I mean the murder rate, the murder rate. If the murder rate go down to 800, him see it as a victory. Well, it gone lower than 800. But meanwhile, the murder rate gone down. And then a murder upon the rise. And that me have to call it. And then a murdering upon the rise. And the murdering is that them a kill the youth them and attack to the youth them, they have gun. You can't tell me, say, between last year and now, 200 and odd people get shot dead by police. And you have to say the 200 and odd people them, they pull gun after police, Rasta. All of them people there, 200 and odd. So we're there. Up here, mad youth in Jamaica. Pure mad youth in Jamaica. That you are tell me a thinking person. Oh, all of a sudden, 200 and odd police are kill people. 200 and odd people get dead by police. You tell me say the youth them get more brazen. The youth them get more vicious. So we must accept that. And when we talk about the body camera them, we are here say another argument again. Up to now we know hear nothing more than body camera. Nothing that gone under the toilet. Yes. That gone under the toilet. We are going to play this Bono Wheel here, you know. We are going to play this Bono Wheel here, and I can see if advertisement about the place have to look good. Yeah, advertisement will come. I can't play it yet. Can't play it yet. I will play it after the advertisement. But really and truly, we want to know from the in-the-come and all this in-the-come. Anybody know if those 200 and odd people police killed last year and the 40 were dead already this year? How long the investigation in these killings will take place that people who skeptical like me can say, okay, we're sorry, sir. We're sorry. The 200 odd people are justifiably dead. Yeah, because I'm willing to say that too. I'm willing to say, if it's that the police kill the people them legitimately because them life was in danger, I am willing to say, boy, I'm sorry for really treating it that way, there no officers. But I can't say it now. Because, you know what's going to happen? It's going to linger till you don't hear nothing about it. We see them all a top-notch police that day. When we see the man, you know, I say, wait. Then them man, they are smuggle coke. The man in a khaki suit and well set up and his clothes well pressed out and all them something there. And them man, they are struggle, smuggle cocaine. So if them man, they are smuggle cocaine and them not get shot, because them are police. And you have others, not only him one, others, who's on the wrong side of the law. And you know, none of them are dead. None of them. And you want me believe, say, every 200 and odd youth were dead so far between last year and now. All of them guilty of firing gun after the police. We take a break and come forward. Yes, so I'm going to play this. The late great Bono Wheeler. Different style. Different style. Bono Wheeler. Bono Wheeler. Late great Bono Wheeler. Venting in frustration. And only those who know say the proliferation of gun in Jamaica was started by the politicians them. Yes. And now them open the gate and them can't close it back. And because them can't close it back now, them start kill off the youth them. Yes. A politician start the gun thing in Jamaica without a doubt. And now the youth them get them own gun now and politician can't stop it, so the only alternative is to just kill them. That is where it reach. That is where it reach. And the youth them feel know that. It's a planting. And then something just come out of the sky. When you hear 40 youth get killed by police since the year start. I don't know of no other country where that happen unless a country at war. I don't know no other country where police kill 40 people in a 2 month. Or 200 people. A little island, what, 3 million? 3 million people in Jamaica. Last year, 200 odd people get killed by police. What is? What is? You better know that. You better know that. And them youth we are shoot out the place, never born yet. Only for them never born yet. But it's a filter down. Filter down. You Peter Tasha talk about you can't blame the youth them. You teach the youth about Columbus and Marco Polo and them something there. You know, every Christmas come you buy a little tie gun and them sitting there. Well, I want the ones them know, all them little youth have fire gun about the place. The gun shooting and the gun killing, when get on the dead, according to the Minister of National Security, the man them doing a no courthouse business. You understand what I'm saying? I will say it every week, you know. I will say it every week. Because we know how it start. We know how the things start from them time there. Anybody when I'm my age or little younger, not even my age, little younger, know is who start the gun thing in Jamaica. Yes. We know. And the cancer there still no cure. It just sting there nya in a way. And can't come out. So when you hear them a tell you about how much crime gone down and gun this gone down and gone down, they must solve them own crime. And them own crime they must solve, but guess what? None of them now go to jail. None of them not going to jail. All you hear the whole heap of gun, this and the whole heap of that and that. One man, them find, them charge him for money we're missing and this and that and missing. And him still on yard for a couple of years now. Couple of years now, still I live him life. Comfortable. And now him gone a court. Watch a man. Some of them going dead and you still not hear nothing more about it. Yes. All them things when you see them I try to tell you say, you know, quote this and quote that. The court set up a certain way for save certain people. Yeah. When the trial date is set for 2 years' time, 3 years' time, it's set. While a little youth in that prison 10, 20 years and have no chance to come out. It's a wicked system. Wicked. Anyway, you know, at 4 o'clock we have the People's Court. Want to know if it's ready down there. Oh, we see it down there. Nothing. we have 2 liars today. And that's how the program reach now. 2 liars. And the reason is around owning land, which is something we are talking about all the while on this program. Owning land and regularizing all common law titles. All common law titles. We want the lawyer them speak to it. And now I go butt in for nothing. I don't want butt in because by the time they start talking, you're going to hear say how come. by the time they start talk again, you hear say, I come again. And I'm going to ask them, no, the question, the title is obvious. Owning land and regularizing all common law titles. Good afternoon, Miss Archer.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Muta. And good afternoon to your listeners.
Clinton Campbell. All right, now you know. Miss Archer, may I tell you
yes.
story? I'm glad when me hear say you person that come talk, you know. Yeah,
you have two of us here from the firm.
Yeah, me know, but I like you say some others was going to come. Anyway, currently the managing director, our partner of Archer Cummins and Company, a law firm that has been in existence since 1996, with offices in Kingston and Jacksal. She has over 39 years of practice of law. Her specialties are contracts, corporate, commercial, real estate, and entertainment law. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Economics from Howard University and a Juris Doctor degree from, if you call out this thing, I will now get to talk to her, I don't want to call out all of them, so trust me. I could mention the bridging. Clinton Campbell.
You can edit it. Feel free.
Yeah.
Free to edit it.
Clinton Campbell is a highly accomplished attorney of law who was admitted to the Jamaican bar in 2014 and began his legal career with Archer, Cummins and Company as an associate attorney at law. Now, I decided I'm not going to say nothing, you know. I just want the two of you know, just deal with this topic here, owning land and regularizing all common law title, which is one of the main things that is in courts today. All time law, land, and how you deal with owning land. So, I don't know which one you first want to start, but I'm going to shut my mouth and listen.
All right. So, Muta, let's start by saying that for this process, buying land, owning land, you need a lawyer, okay? It's the single most expensive thing you'll ever purchase. It's probably always higher than the cost of a vehicle you will buy. And so usually even when you're buying a used car, you have a mechanic go with you to look over the vehicle to make sure it's roadworthy or, worthy of your purchase. You need an attorney to deal with this process, all right? So people try to manage it, but it's very tedious and it involves very many things that we're trained to do. And if you don't have the training, you're going to be doing things for a long time to get the results you want. So that's number one, hire an attorney. Number two, you will also, if you have a common law title, you're walking around with a survey pre-check plan to show that this is the family land your family have owned all these years and you have lived on. That is not a title. It's a pre-check plan of the family land. And that pre-check plan is only valid for 10 years. After that, you must have it redone. So, people continuously do pre-check plans, walk around with it, but you can't use it as security for a loan. It cannot be, it only shows proof that is the area of your family land. So how do we know go from a common law title, which may be in a old common law that traces the lineage of the title, or from a pre-check plan that a person may have to an actual title. For one, you're probably going to update the pre-check plan. And for two, the attorneys, you visit an attorney, and we will prepare what's called the first registration documentation. We obtain statutory declarations from people in the area that can support your ownership. And that is filed as an application to the National Land Agency. So that starts the process. If you want to add?
How long it usually takes to do these things?
The surveying process, it's surveyed, and it also is filed at the parish council or survey department of the National Land Agency, and that process can take 6 to 9 months. The legal side can take 6 to 9 months too. So it involves a process. For first registration of family land, we must trace the lineage of the title. So it's literally going to be doing an application that says it was first owned in 1922 by my great-grandfather who was in possession of the land. He died and left it to my father, and my father is now in possession in the land. My father's been on that land and that's been undisturbed in his possession of that land.
So, all right, look here. It's unusual when you do all what you're supposed to do and you go to the title office.
Yeah.
Why them take so long to give people the title? Why the title
because there's
take so
a
long?
check-in process that goes on. You know, there's a check-in process that must go. They must be able to verify the veracity of these declarations that are prepared, of the application that is prepared against. They probably have an old land valuation that was the basis of it being on the tax roll, and those things are cross-checked. The pre-check plan is cross-checked with what they have at survey department, so there is a process involved.
Okay. Mr. Campbell.
Yes, and it's very important that you have a title muta and that you register your land. And not only register it and keep the title locked up in a drawer somewhere in a room in your house, because you can lose it. There is a principle in law which is known as adverse possession, and it is a principle which exists to ensure that lands aren't there unoccupied and not being used. So if someone occupies your land, regardless of you having a title, and they occupy it with the intention to dispossess you for a period of 12 or more years, you can lose your ownership of that particular land.
And so muta,
what they do to make you lose
since
it?
he's gone on to that issue, that is called possessing land, but through a tax lien. In the U.S., you can buy somebody's tax lien, that is money they owe the government for taxes on their property, or the state for property taxes, and then become the owner of the land. In Jamaica, if I pay your property taxes for 12 years and you have not paid it, you can be dispossessed. And so it's not necessarily people going and squatting on your land and taking it. It's not always the case. That does happen too. However, it's also doing what's called adverse possessing you because of your failure to pay your property taxes.
So
and that's something the attorney has to exhibit to the titles office to show that I have dispossessed you. So one way of the one issue is having family land that is not registered, and there's the other issue of being possession of land that is not family land, but have been paying the taxes for the premises over 12 years. And 12 years is the magical number.
When you pay the tax for 12 years, and somebody come and say, where you do on my land, and you show them the thing that you was paying at 12 years, that's the end of you and your land?
No.
That's how it works?
Someone being in possession of the land for 12 or more years and exhibiting traits of ownership such as paying the taxes, building something on it, they still have to apply to regularize that title. What the principle of adverse possession makes clear is that it is a defense against anyone who comes to try and take over that land, including the title holder. So
what would you have to show? Say, even though they must pay in the tax, it's your land. What would you have to show?
As the title holder or as the possessor?
No, the person who did have the land and somebody come and occupy the land for 12 years and shows that they must pay in the tax. What would the person who did the first owner, what would they have to have for sure say is for them land?
Okay. Well, if they have a title, that's one. Two, if they have an agreement or some other permissive instrument that says they are the ones who gave permission, because you can't adversely possess a property if you were given permission to occupy that property. So once the title code, I didn't hear you, Muta.
If I own a piece of land and somebody come occupy it for 12 years and pay the tax on it, and I come from foreign and I say, why you want to say, true to circumstances, I never get to come back to Jamaica, and my granny did leave the land there for me for much years and I couldn't come feed. Now I come feed, and you are telling me, say, you pay a tax on it, so your land. So I say, no, what is it, what you would, can you recommend anything to the person who come from foreign and see the land and says to them parents' land? Them not have no title fee, because all people never used to have no title. What can be done?
Well, you can bring an action. You can, if you can trace the property ownership through the estate of your family member who had left the land. You can, once you have done a probate or letters of administration in that estate, if there was no will, you can then give notice to quit to the occupiers of the land. Now, if they remove from the premises, that would be the end of it. But if they then resist, you would have to take it to court. And if the adverse possessor gets an attorney and they file a defense to say that the ownership of your grandparents or whoever had left the land had extinguished because they were occupying it for 12 or more years with the mental requirement of dispossessing all the world, then you would have a hard time.
You have a hard time.
Very hard
like a
time.
goose cook.
Which is why I stress that having the title locked up or having the land unoccupied is a very risky move.
And Muta, I'll go further. If the adverse possessor, who now has a title, has sold the land to a purchaser for value, then you're goose cook for sure, because you wouldn't have an action against the purchaser for value. You can only get damages against the adverse possessor. So you've lost the land.
But you know, say all time people never have no title and nothing for no land. The land handed down from one generation to the next generation.
Yeah,
and
what they had though, Muta, was possession, and possession is key.
So, where's the possession? What you mean? I mean 12 years?
All right. Them
years.
Being in possession, they can prevent any other person from coming onto the land. And so there wouldn't be any squatter in the first place.
Even if them never they have Jamaica?
Well, they have family members who they leave in possession, who will look over it and ensure that nobody comes and settles on it unless they are permitted to do so.
Look at Mr. Campbell, Mr. Archer. I'm surrounded by land right now where the owner dead gone left it. And a whole heap of the land them no have no legal, what you call, paperworks. A granny left that piece of land how much years now before you're born. and now you come from foreign and you say you go settle at Jamaica, and you go look on the land and you see people build 2-story house on it with them family and all them someday, and say them pay taxes. You do have no papers for it, but you know, say, at this land here, I don't know how that can rectify. You have to tell me exactly how that will rectify. We're going to take a break and come forward. We're going to take a break. We'll have on this land thing. Mr. Archer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, I can put a scenario to you. You have, in Westmoreland right now, you see, a whole heap of house mash up. The people them house who mash up, it's where you say, them capture the land for 20 years, them depend on the land. Them not have no title for it and all them way there. The government come now and say, them have to go regularize, I don't know what them call regularize the situation. So now, the people them house mash up, the land there, but now the government have come and say, why them have to go start pay tax? How that go? Government land.
Capture land and not paying taxes, you have an issue. You know, it's nothing.
I know you have an issue, but
I put up a board shed on your land. I'm on the land and I've been paying the taxes. That alone won't get the adverse possession.
Who pay the
also,
taxes?
Remember now, Muta, there's another issue we must raise. If the land is owned by the Commissioner of Lands, you would have to be in possession of that land for over 60 years to dispossess the Commissioner of Land. Any other government entity would be the usual 12 years. But for the Commissioner of Lands, it would be 60 years. So many people are on government land.
Yes. So what them do now? What
ability to dispossess it would be 60 years.
I want to tell you, some of them depend for more than that because them granny they dead and dead. And them come moving upon the same land. Yeah. So you can dispossess the government. That's what I say.
If they had gone to a lawyer, gotten a pre-check plan done for their area, and start the legal process to obtain a registered title, they would be way ahead of the game.
Yeah, but Miss B, look, man, them people there don't know nothing about, go to this lie, forget that. Them know, say them come see them granny, live on the land. Right. And them people they on the land. So now them come and go on the land and hurricane lick down the whole thing. And now the government come and say, well, in a situation you know going to have to start pay tax. I mean them did more than 60 years. Because somebody going to tell you say, yes, I'm a ban. I mean nah left ya. And then them
the truth is you can add ownership of a previous family member to your claim of adverse possession. So they can genuinely, but the issue is that they probably had not started the process at all, so they really have no title. So they probably never pay taxes for the things they occupied either.
So what going to happen to those people now?
They have to exert their rights, Muta. If it is they're saying that their family lineage has been on that land and has been on it, perhaps, as you say, for even more than the 60 years, then they have to resist anybody who come and try to put them off that land. And
no, the government have put them out. No, wait, Mr. B, is the government have put them off, so them have to go pay taxes. It's the government that do it, is not.
You don't challenge the government. The courts are there for a reason. You can get an injunction against the government from interfering with your lawful occupation, which if you've been there for the requisite period with the intention to dispossess everyone, including the government, you get an injunction against them and you apply for your...
All right, I hope them are listening. I hope them listening because I know them are listening.
Yes, man. You don't have to bow down to the government when the government come and say it's their land. If you dispute that, you dispute it. And the best way to do that is to get an attorney to exert your rights.
Your adverse possession can be against the government too. It doesn't matter the entity. It's just that the number of years will change depending on who is the original owner or so-called owner on paper of the particular piece of land. So you can exert your rights against them. But you have to have everything else information that, as to the lineage and that kind of thing.
Okay. You have to have the same name like the person who did it 6 years ago.
No, not same name. No.
Lineage, a genealogical search can be done.
Yeah, that's what I said. The name.
Yes.
Yeah, the name is part of the lineage.
Yes.
My name Hope, so, my granny did name Hope too. Yeah. Well, we give thanks for the information. There's so much things to say about it, but the time don't allow us to say it. The time don't allow us to say it, but if you have anything else, to add, just add it now, or forever hold your peace.
We'll hold our peace until next time.
I hope we shed some light on an issue though that is
yes.
very like before. Many people's mind that, and it's not taking over people's land. You adversely possess because that person has abandoned their land. And if I pay your taxes, it's a tax lien. I now have the right to take over, and I fence it, I go on the land, I cut it, I bush it, I farm it, and my possession is open and notorious. Then I have a right to become the legal owner after being a beneficial owner of the premises for those 12 years.
And I said 12 years. Yeah.
12 years.
I can't pass the 12 years, I talk to people in Westmoreland. I don't know Westmoreland the other day, and all that come up to the people them, and show them say I mean, or them I put them things there to me.
12 years, so yes. That's
the 6 year one required.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us on.
Yes, thank you for
all the best,
coming.
and to your listeners too.
Yes, okay, all right.
Adios.
Adios. We're going to have for Spanish. Okay. Okay, so you want to know. We're going to give you the number. We're going to give you the 2 number them. That's in case you want some more information or you want to, carry some money to them and get your things properly done. Deborah Archer is 876-816-4830. So make us start that again. Deborah Archer, ARCHER, is 876-816-4830. And Mr. Clifton Campbell, same company, is 876-816. Why I feel like giving out the same number? No, okay, 816-0054. So that's Clifton Campbell, 876-816-0054. And they are willing to advise you. They are willing to take up your case and see what they can do as it relates to the topic that we just mentioned here, which is really a crucial thing, especially now with the hurricane gone past over there. So, ownership of land. Because even right now, a whole heap of the fence them broke down, and a man going to feel say, why right now, him can't build another fence, but build it over piece of him own. A long time I hide a little piece there. So, say, it's good to have a lawyer to really deal with these things, because if you don't understand it, you're going to get yourself confused and mixed up. And land is not something where you want to get mixed up with. Because people do things, terrible things. Even family against family do terrible things when they realize that the land and the house are going another way where them feel say it shouldn't go. especially when the original owner dead. That is where the problem come in, you know. The problem come in when parents dead and left land, and they have 4 different picnic, and then down them picnic they have more picnic, and all of them used to live panel piece in the house. And when the parents them gone now, and that's how the fight start. So find a lawyer before you start to go on with your madness. Find a lawyer. Okay. So we're going to take the 4:30 break, and I think we're going to go back to the conference, the music conference in a Courtly. So take the break.
We now join Courtney Mack from IMC for Music News.
All right, thank you so much, Shane, of course, and welcome to all the listeners locked in on the 107s. Once again, we're coming to you live from the Island Music Conference happening at the Courtly Auditorium, and we must say what an exceptional day it has been so far as it relates to so many different sessions about different things about the music business. I mean, earlier on we spoke to Shaggy. Shaggy was telling us all about branding and so on, and of course several other persons who were part of the panel, diving into different aspects of how to be your own brand in terms of the image and how you go about marketing yourself, and of course, dealing with it from a business perspective. Of course, we also got the opportunity to go to another session which was called Beyond the Press Release, which of course we had several persons representing from a PR perspective, of course, different producers and different managing directors and publicists from different agencies were there as well. And of course, we delved into the publishing, which is the breaking into publishing. Of course, that was a very interesting session as it relates to hearing from different persons from platforms such as YouTube and of course TikTok, Apple Music, just to name a few. And that was interesting. Several persons were asking different questions, including Spice, and of course TJ was here. Several entertainers were actually there, and of course getting a little bit more knowledge into what it entails, and how to get their platforms on a level where they can be monetized and so on. Guess what? Right now I have someone who is no stranger to IRFM, no stranger to music news, and of course no stranger to the music industry. Judith Bodley, welcome of course to the microphones of IRFM. One more time, Judith, you're not a stranger
Thank
at all.
you so much, Courtney Mack, and I see that my super sales rep is now a producer also. I love the multitasking.
You see, Alwagwan, you big up to Jackie too. Yes, that. All right, so guess what, Judith? I mean, day 2 been wonderful. I mean, great audience as it relates to different entertainers, different upcoming artists, producers. I mean, just to name a few. Tell us,
we just
so
had
far.
A very powerful keynote from Dr. the Honorable Moses Shine Barrow.
Awesome.
I was happy to hear him say that he is very proud of his catalog.
Yes.
Even if he's not doing the same thing now and he has transitioned to politics, he is extremely proud of his catalog, and that he explained where he was in his headspace each time he did anything. He even spoke to which were his favorite songs from his own repertoire. Right now we're at the panel booking for big events, festivals, et al. And you see that it's a Top of the Pops panel. Top of the Pops. Burned is here with us. We have Raphael Ruffy, we have Danny Creator, and we have Ben Ryan. And that means this is the bulk of the European music festival.
We're talking about World of Reggae, Summer Jam, Reggae Jam, Warrior Sound Entertainment, the entire team, City Splash Festival. Awesome.
And just us finding out how come so many more of us are not being booked on these major reggae festivals. What's happening? What are they looking for? What are they happy about? What are they not so happy about? So that we can be booked for more of these major festivals. Always an objective in mind when we curate a panel. And with the people that we get for the panel, we make sure that they can answer the global questions that we need answered. So I really, 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 really love the fact that those of us who need the assistance are actually here in the audience.
Absolutely, because oftentimes we hear of entertainers, they're doing shows in different territories and so on, but they're still yet to perform on major festivals. And I see several entertainers here, and I'm sure they have their questions as well. But overall, how would you say as it relates to IMC in terms of, from going from one year to the next? In terms of this year's staging and day 2, tell us about overall how
we're very proud of how this has turned out. Year 1, year 2, year 3, and now we're into our 4th year. Of course, my business partners for Island Music Conference and Island Music Conference Limited are Orville Shaggy Burrell, Sharon Cecile Burke, and myself, Judith Bodley. But we have worked hard at it, and even yesterday yesterday there was not a seat in the auditorium.
So I heard.
And that was exciting for us. And the level of questions that keep coming, it means that the persons that come here come with a purpose. And then people look at the magazine, which you have now folded up.
No, guess what? You just say that I'm actually working the magazine.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
He's working hard from the magazine.
Yeah, man, I'm working the magazine.
And that's how he was also able to tell you all of the panels. He saw all the ones today. He didn't see the ones yet. Oh my God, Spice was off the chain yesterday.
Listen, yesterday I saw her today, and I heard about. Actually, I watched back, some of the clippings from yesterday, and overall, she did raise a very valid point, a point that several persons would want to know.
Yes.
As it relates to, she was saying AI. She was saying that she didn't have an issue with it as it relates to certain things. She also said that, she wanted to somewhat have an idea of what's the difference between Vivo and YouTube. And so,
Mutabaruka from YouTube was
he represented and definitely break it down. And
on that panel, we also had Cassie from TikTok.
Yes.
And we had Audja McTanya.
Yes.
So, again, bringing the people who can answer the actual questions.
And this is indeed awesome.
One of the things that Spice mentioned too, which I found intriguing, she said, we've been using AI all this time because a lot of the artists that she knows now, they always are using autotune and the other things, so that it's not really them anyway, because when it's time for them to perform, they sound completely different.
Some artists shy away from those keys.
That is it. So she said that not AI too.
Yeah. So we have to know that things are changing, and as we go on, there's always things that are tweaking. A person should choose exactly what works best for them. But of course, we cannot seem to avoid the change as it relates to what is next.
It's not avoiding the change. I think it's more understanding the change and making sure that you only use what is necessary to get you to the next level.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You should still be able to sing if you're a singer.
Awesome.
That's just it. I want to thank IRFM. I always have to do this because from year one, when hardly anybody else was here, IRFM was here.
Yes, I was here year one as well.
Year one broadcasting live.
Yes.
Year one running the commercials. Year one running the social media. So, Island Music Conference appreciates that. I also want to say to your listeners that tonight we have the new artist showcase, and it is in order that all the producers and managers in the country, if you can, try and head to the Courtly Auditorium this evening. It kicks off at 8 o'clock. We have over a dozen. We have over 15 new artists, new talent, and they sound so good. Matthew Malcolm performed at our dinner, and he's not on the New Artist Showcase.
Yeah.
He was last year, but he has done his European tour. He has just come off of Caribbean tour, and we're so very proud of him. And just to know that there is so much more talent that we're not aware of, that we need to look at to see, okay, who can I manage? Who can I produce? How can we put out some more songs? And the bulk of them are reggae artists, reggae singers. Another thing, and that happens tonight at the Courtly Auditorium. It starts at 8 o'clock. People come out, and it's no cost.
Free of cost. So come out. Also on Saturday, we have our movie night, and I think that's so very important for us to turn out for that. So wherever you are in Kingston, wherever you are across Jamaica and you want to, on Saturday, and that starts at 6 p.m., we will be, and you heard Wayne Jobson here earlier, he said we will be premiering the new Peter Tosh video. Awesome. And then we'll also, so Nadine Sutherland starred in a short film, yes, Someone course. Loves You, and they won the Essence Short Film Award. Beautiful. Well, that film will be showcased here also. Great. At movie night. Nice. And then the final thing, we're doing the Dennis Brown documentary, and we also have Hot Gal Summer. No, listen, this is awesome. This is indeed awesome. Yes. Listen, I want to invite. That's free of cost. That's free as well. So if you want to roll up with your friends, roll up with your popcorn and thing. You don't have a reason not to be here. Roll up, and it ends early, so you can go to any other show that you intended to go to. Just come to movie night first. Awesome. I want to just dissect a little bit for tomorrow, for the persons who are listening, and of course, thinking about it. Yeah, they have some time tomorrow yet. Tomorrow is going to be some great things happening. Yes. We're talking about Beyond the Algorithm, of course. There's a session on that. And that is so very important because so many. I remember that first year when we had the YouTube day. I remember the full YouTube team. They locked the doors and they said record something, and then they taught how to post it because they were saying that there are kids in Italy and
someone that have 17 million followers and getting the responses, because we don't necessarily understand how to post and what we're doing. And they sat and they showed people. So even now to understand, all right, are we working with the algorithm? Or should we understand the algorithm so that we can use it to our advantage? Or are there times when we're not even going to bother with the algorithm and we're going to push ourselves for ourselves? How do we do that? How do we use media to push ourselves for ourselves, even as we work with the algorithm?
Interesting questions. Thank you so much, of course, Judith Budley. As always a pleasure. We continue to have a wonderful time here, and of course, soak in all the knowledge.
Thank you. Biggie Manny, he told me he was coming here today, and I'm so shocked to find out that he lied.
He
did not.
I wonder for tomorrow. Let me kiss it. Judith, don't look impressed that time. All right, thank you so much, Judith. Of course, we have to go reach out and ask him what's up, but it go. Thank you so much. We're here, and of course, we're inside the auditorium. We don't want to be a little bit too loud, but it go. We have to make everybody knows whatever things are going. But I have to pick up the entire team, of course, here, making sure everything is good to go. Thank you so much, of course, to Jacqueline Burnett, our producer, for this evening, and of course, throughout the entire IMC. And of course, big up to Karima Mailer, also Shanice Williams on social media, Keith Faulkner, our engineer, and of course, myself, Courtney Mack. It was indeed a pleasure. And, once again, coming to you from the annual, we can say that, of course, the Island Music Conference happening at the Courtney Auditorium. Going well. A lot of persons are here. A lot of interesting players right now. As you heard Judith mention, it's all about booking for big events. That's what's on right now. And we have some major players as it relates to promoters and persons who are involved in the major festivals across Europe. So until we link up again tomorrow, when it will be day 3 at that time, my name is Courtney Mack. It's over back to you in studio and Mutabaruka.